This is going to be your guide to using Meganium in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. The question I have is, has anything about Meganium changed since Generation 4? Like, I know it got a hidden ability, but Leaf Guard is one of the most trash abilities in the game, so I think it's the same. Which means we're just going to talk about Meganium and hope for the best, but it is a pure Grass-type Pokemon, which is why the best isn't really that achievable. We have Flying Weakness, Poison, Bug, Fire, and Ice. It feels worse every time I remind myself about the Grass-typing weaknesses. So yeah, as a Pokemon without too many offenses or speed that wants to be a tank as a pure Grass-type Pokemon, leaves a lot to be desired, but what can it get away with? Well, Leech Seed is a pretty strong move, gets really annoying for any kind of Pokemon. Sweepers don't want the chip damage, as well as the enemy getting healed up against them. Really stacks against the Life Orb as well, so that's pretty crazy. And tank Pokemon, they're trying to like sustain and bulk out and last as long as possible, so the Leech Seed annoyance and maybe another status really wears down on their ability to be super durable, especially on the percent health damage. Synthesis, Leech Seed plus Synthesis plus Leftovers means that this Pokemon, in theory, doesn't take a lot of damage or becomes somewhat unkillable, but, Grass typing. Ancient Power. I've got nothing else here, guys. Like, that's the moveset list. You knock out a lot of, like, just meaningless status moves and physical moves, and the only reason Ancient Power is here is for memes. You throw it out there because maybe you don't need the Giga Drain sustain because you're already fine. The Giga Drain damage doesn't matter because you are 83 special attack uninvested, throwing out a 75 base power move. So why not Ancient Power? Just keep using it. And then when you get +1s, you're actually tankier, and now you have a threatening amount of damage. Maybe. Overgrow ability, when you get low, the Giga Drain actually starts becoming a little bit more threatening, and then it heals you for a bit more. EV Spread, so Bold Nature, because we're all special attack, max hit points, split between defense with a defensive nature, and that seems about right. I feel like if you're going for like full defense, you know, max hit points, max defense, any other Pokemon would be better, or like any other dedicated hard defense Pokemon, so go for split mix, just like handle everything, and try to set up Leech Seed against it, get into Synthesis, go health positive on it, go for Ancient Power Giga Drain, and just wear them down. Welcome to a Grass-type tanky stall Pokemon. Now, when we look at the stats, let's compare it to something like the Venusaur. So, Venusaur is 80, 83, 100, 80, 100, 100. So, effectively the same, except for the defense. But those stats aren't going to be that different. We can actually see the 80 right here. So, what if we do this? Difference of about 60 with the EVs. It's actually going to be still the same, so I mean, I don't know, I'm trying to justify some things, but the effective durability goes up a bit, and then Venusaur just has better typing on the Poison Grass. I was honestly considering just debating right there and transitioning this into a how to use Venusaur guide and not making any mention of it, but let's see what else Meganium can do. So, physical Meganium is on the table since they have the same attack, or since it has like the same attack and special attack. What do we get out of that? We get more damage on the Petal Blizzard, less sustain because it's not Giga Drain, but Body Slam. I mean, in theory, you could probably just run Body Slam on this set instead of Ancient Power because that 30% chance to paralyze could actually be very significant, in which case it also gets kind of weird because would you still go minus attack? Maybe, because if you go minus speed on a relaxed nature, that could actually kick you out of like some really weird, really niche paralysis interaction, and you probably don't want that. Or maybe it doesn't matter and you can go for the relaxed, but you're not like being like, oh man, this neutral, normal type, non-stab, 82 uninvested attack move, that's gonna make the difference. So, I mean, maybe you could just go Bold Body Slam and run it as a thing because you don't have the Thunder Wave, and for some reason you also don't get access to powder moves. Huh. Oh wait, it would be Stun Spore. Either way, you still don't get you don't get access to it. Yeah, you just gotta rely on that Body Slam and then Petal Blizzard, and maybe you get something out of it. God, how bad can it possibly get? I was like, do we get the Rock Slide? No, we don't even get the Rock Slide. How funny would it be? It's like, all right, Body Slam, Rock Slide, Paraflinch while you have Leech Seed Synthesis in your pocket. I'm pretty sure there's other Pokemon that can just do that better, but you're also pretty tanky. Like, when you're not eating super effective hits, 80, 100, 100 is pretty good, especially when you're getting 3/16 of your health back every turn. Let's see what else you got. There's also just, like, Protect shenanigans you can set up. No Ancient Power, go for the Protect. Sap Sipper kind of gets annoying, but that's kind of like what you play into this, and you just get tons of health and stuff on the Meganium. This is effectively the same thing, but with counter, and I was like, if you're running, like, full hit point defense tank Meganium, there's probably better things. But at least this has, like, counter, and then you sustain it back up, and it gets interesting. So yeah, like, eat the counter, whatever they respond with, Synthesis, Leech Seed, Synthesis, Giga Drain, something, and that's kind of it. I'm struggling to really justify the Meganium, because again, there's like just other Leech Seed Pokemon that have justifications themselves. So let's see what Leech Seed Pokemon there are. And we can ignore the Breloom. Like, does Meganium get anything on the Breloom? Not a crazy amount. Tangrowth is 100, 125. So I mean, if you're going for pure defense, that's just the Tangrowth instead. And I think we've seen fan Fridays of that, or just like strong theory going into Gen 7, Gen 8. Not so much in Generation, or not Gen 6, Gen 7, not so much Generation 8. Huh, I thought Tangrowth didn't exist in Pokemon Sword and Shield, but it does. How sad. So yeah, the Tangrowth, that would be the response for that. So like the mixed is kind of Meganium's benefit here. Blossom, you don't want Leech Seed with it, but you want a Quiver Dance and then still just be a pretty solid Pokemon. Cradily, now that it has Leech Seed, is compelling. The weaknesses get interesting. Torterra, Venusaur. Vileplume is 75, 85, 90, so this is at least better than the Vileplume. I guess if you're dealing with Gen 4 reduced decks, Meganium's at the upper end of Leech Seeders for tanking. But I mean, or you just, Venusaur is just better in like, potentially, literally every situation, you just want a Venusaur instead. Torterra, we already did a guide on. Sorry, like, maybe. But I mean, do you want to be that? We're just out here like Leech Seed, Synthesis, Protect, Giga Drain, just kind of like really leave yourself vulnerable, but also just have like the ultimate seed stalling potential on the Meganium, where it's like, yeah, you're just getting all that health back. Yo, what if though? Ingrain, and then it's just like, yeah, you KO your opponent every 9 turns because they're gonna have an uneven hit points, and that's the plan. Ingrain, leftovers, Leech Seed, Protect. You're getting half of your health every time. Do you even need Synthesis at that point? Giga Drain, get even more than half your health back while making very minimal incremental gains on their health. I don't know. So I mean, like, yeah, you got some annoyance. Like, it'd be funny if you just have like 5 really, really strong Pokemon, and then the Meganium sits there just to kind of troll whatever opportunities it can find. Outside of that, can also be supportive. Like, single supports work. You come in, you have aromatherapy, so again, like, this moveset or this moveset, remove something, put in the aromatherapy. Actually, maybe an anti-Breloom Pokemon, because the grass tank support, as we just kind of looked over, it's there, but it's not super robust. So I mean, one of your Pokemon gets Spored, and then Meganium can come in, not worry about Breloom as much, and then aromatherapy. But then it can't do anything back to the Breloom. That's kind of the problem. It's like, oh, you can't Leech Seed it because it's also a grass-type Pokemon, and I don't think you can do anything back to it. Poison Powder actually helps it because of the Poison Heal, which is kind of funny. Does Meganium want to run Poison Powder? Most likely not. And it lost Toxic. Like, that's the thing, if anything, when I open up the video by saying, what does Meganium do, like, what's different with Meganium, it's actually worse because all the Pokemon were, like, stripped of Toxic. So, Meganium doesn't even have, like, Toxic, Leech Seed, Stalling, or anything like that, which is maybe why these movesets feel so weird. You got nothing. They actually nerfed Meganium. Huh. And then, like, Light Screen Reflect. I mean, we got a Pokemon this fat. You know, you go Light Screen, Leech Seed, or like whatever you're weak in. Show up against Special Attacker, boom. Light Screen, Light Screen, Leech Seed. Oh man, do you want Synthesis Reflect then? God, like this Pokemon can be a complete liability, or it can also just enable your team for success. So at that point, you would want the Light Clay, which means you're not getting the healing from the leftovers. But if you get the right setup into their setup, that could be pretty nice. So it's like, yeah, Light Screen, Leech Seed, Reflect. Whatever Pokemon you switch in, it's going to be healing off that Leech Seed, and it's be going into a Pokemon that's weakened up by the Leech Seed damage. Maybe use that to snowball into the mid-game. I don't know. So you have options. You got pieces. Somehow a 5 moveset syndrome or move slot syndrome Pokemon. I'm tired. I watched the Pokemon Unite finals and I just... brain's over, dude. So yeah, and then it's also having to come up with a Meganium moveset. We've got that brain rot going on, and there we go. Like, I think it can work. Like, this is one of those things where it works, but I feel like when you're going up against an opponent's team, they're going to have an option, and they're probably going to have multiple options against Meganium. So using your team to wear down the opponent's options to make room for the Meganium. I don't see how that happens. I don't know if Meganium is worth it for that. But something can come from it, and it'd be pretty cool and pretty funny. But no battle replay, so no Fan Fridays. Hope you guys enjoy the video. I'm going to say usable. Like, not the worst. Maybe B tier, because like I said, I was like, oh, it's actually surprising with the Leech Seed. And like, it can shut down. Like, if you don't get one shot, and you get a Leech Seed in there with that Synthesis leftovers, you act like there's a chance they can't do anything to the Meganium. It's not a big chance, but actually that means that Meganium isn't worthless. So hope you guys enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.